Hey guys, Jeffrey's here, and welcome to Transfer Deadline Day, or at least it will be in 2 days' time, or 1 day's time now. Um, Basically, I've decided to do an entire episode devoted just to Transfer Deadline Day, as it's such an important part of the season. It's the last chance to get your team sorted before the season begins. Um, once the transfer window closes, you can't sign any players at all. You can't sign free agents, you can't sign loan players, you can't sign permanent transfers. So I thought I'd devote an entire episode to this. It's only 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long, um, just so that you could see me getting my team properly ready for the start of the season. Well, for the rest of the season, at least until January. And I start with Jamal Lascelles. As it's already documented, I am a Stevenage fan, and Lascelles joined us on loan season before last, from January to whenever the season ended, April, May time. Um, and you can see he's listed as a centre back. However, for the time he was at Stevenage, he played most of it at right back. Only scored one goal, which we don't judge defenders on goals. Played one game, I think, at centre back, and that was the game he scored in. But had a fantastic second half of the season with us. Really, really impressed me. Impressed lots of Stevenage fans. And I believe he was linked with a big money transfer to Tottenham not long after. So yeah, I thought I'd sign him. He's a well-known, proven centre-back in my eyes. Maybe in the world of football he's a proven centre-back as well, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, just bringing players that I know as well as players that look good on the game. Means I build a team that I know and trust and things like that. I'm also letting players go, as you can see. I'm loaning out youngsters again. Gives them a chance to get match experience. They come back with a higher rating, perhaps. Jamal Lowe. Never had any intentions to put him in my team. He was always going to be loaned out, maybe even sold. So yeah, just get the bad players out the way, or get the less good players out the way. Use that money to bring in better players like Lascelles and other players I brought in like Chimicero, Samosa, Stoker. I think his name's Stoker. I really should learn the names of my players. I'll have to do a squad profile video soon, just so everyone can see my squad and my team and the players I've signed and things like that. I'll have to do one of them. I'll think about it anyway. But yeah, players like that. I mean, Chimicero and Zog were both brought in on free transfers, and we've seen how good they can be for my team and for anyone else's team who happens to sign them. Tim Payne was also a free signing. This is another player I'm letting go, actually. Ismail Kamara. You see, he's 24 years old and he's only rated 54. That, alarm bells ring when I see players like that. I think, what the hell are you doing in my team? Get out of my squad. I'd rather use the money for other players. And the fact that Fleetwood are actually willing to pay £100,000 for him, I'm not displeased about that. Luke Gambin is on his way to Shrewsbury for the season. I wish there was an option to recall players, actually, because that would be quite handy. And then, Southend come in with a £110,000 offer for Kamara, which again, he's only rated 54. I don't think he's worth 100,000. I'm very happy to take 100,000 for him. I'd say he'd be worth about 20-30,000 personally. As it happens, he couldn't agree terms with Southend, so he ends up at Fleetwood. So I get £100,000. And it's time to use that money, really. I think you see here. Yeah, I put all my budget into the wages now for deadline day, because I don't plan on spending money to bring players in. I like to go for loans and free transfers and things like that. But again, with 2 hours of the window left, there's always a chance that I won't be bringing in any more players anyway, because it gets too close to deadline. Now I see this guy there, Marco Benassi, and I liked him straight away. I liked his stats, I liked everything about him. But I wanted to see who else was on the list, and as you can see, there was no one else really. There was an attractive proposition as he was, so I put in a bid. An 18-year-old centre midfielder who's rated 69. Very, very stupid if you turn down a player like that. Even if you're a Premier League side, you can have a look at bringing him in on the cheap, because he's only 18 years old. He is always going to get better. So you bring him in, you might have to loan him out. You can put him in for cup games or just games where you want to rotate your squad. And before you know it, he's pushing 80, challenging for a first team place, and basically just blitzing the league. For a League 2 manager, that is a massive, massive advantage to have a player like that in your team. It means I can loan out lesser players and get them first team experience, whilst I've got players like Benassi loaned in. Having said all that, I missed out on Benassi, so as you can see, the video has ended. However, I'm going to carry on doing some audio for a bit because I just want to explain a couple more things to you guys. Something that EA can improve on is, okay, you've got the whole transfer deadline day thing, and it counts down from 10 hours, but once you get to about 2 to 3 hours left, there's no point at all in putting in a bid for a player or even accepting a bid for a player, because by the time it's processed, it takes about 3 or 4 turns to get to the point where you can accept. So especially if you've got 2 hours left, like I did there with Benassi, by the time you go to accept, it's gone. Like, the transfer deadline has ended. You can't bring any players in. So I think what EA need to do is either do it in half-hour segments, or just have it that if you've still got any transfers outstanding when the deadline comes to an end, you have one last chance at 0 o'clock to either accept or cancel the deal. That's what I think. But as you know, the video has ended, so you're probably just looking at multicoloured images in the background now. So I'm going to end this here, guys. So we'll have a match in the next episode, so you'll have something to watch. But yeah, until next time, guys, I will see you soon.